Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Shirley, would you call the roll, please?
Post.
Here.
Kalmowski.
Here.
Ball. Here. Walker.
Here.
Sarah. Here. Kaczynski is absent.
Okay, consideration of approval of the meeting agenda for tonight. On tonight's agenda, we have a special presentation from the Williams family concerning their request for approval to place a memorial bench in Great Park in honor of their late father, Ed Williams, Fire Township trustee. Department committee reports. Item A, Water Department monthly wage trim report in the packet. B, Fire Department. On the agenda there, we have a review of the emergency access road grant application. Item C is Office of the Zoning Administrator's report. Item D, the Planning Commission's report. E, Building and Grounds Committee with discussion concerning purchase of lease for township grounds maintenance. We'll talk about the lawnmower, but there's been a change in that since Building and Grounds meeting. Item F is the PEG Commission report. G is the Downtown Development Authority report. H, the Sewer Project report. Under unfinished business, item A, we have continued discussion of the township website upgrade. And under new business, tonight we have item A, opening of sealed bids for the purchase of the Filer Township Fire Department truck. Item B is consideration of approval of a presented resolution to set an alternate date for the July and December 2016 Board of Review. Anything else to be added to the meeting agenda for tonight? If not, I'd entertain a motion for approval.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Motion by Cruz, second by Kalinowski to approve the meeting agenda for tonight. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Approval of the consent agenda. On the consent agenda tonight, we have item A, the minutes of the special board meeting, which was held May 19th. We have item B, the financial report. Item C is approval of the township general fund expenditures, including the fire department. Those are checks numbered 33500 through 33595, with accounts payable totaling $46,444.95. Payroll totaling $14,067.40 for a grand total of $60,512.35. Item D is approval of water department expenditures, checks number 2253 through 2261 totaling $26,378.22. Item E is approval of for fire department appreciation dinner to be held at the Filer Township Rec Center on October 9th, 2016 at a cost of $19 per person, catered by Zupin's Catering. Anything to add to the consent agenda for tonight? If not, I would entertain a motion for approval.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second it.
Motion by Kalinowski, second by Skier to approve the consent agenda for tonight. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Okay, we have tonight with us members of the Ed Williams family to do a special presentation concerning the park bench that in memorial that will be placed in the Great Park.
Hi, I'm Mike Kaufman. I'm Ed's son-in-law. I didn't prepare a presentation for tonight, but we did include in your package a letter with our request with the details of what we would like to do to put a memorial bench for Ed at Poodle Creek Park. We have the bench itself with its, with the description of the bench, and a map of the location of Green Creek where we'd like to locate that bench. So I would assume that you have all read that or can read that. If there's any questions, I'll be happy to answer.
Thank you. Does anyone have any questions?
I think it's a real good idea.
Well, it's a wonderful idea.
And
Very,
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 good.
very deserving. It would be very nice.
Thank you.
Does anyone have any concerns with either the location or the content of the bench? I know we looked at, when we were out there, we looked at the location. It's a real nice spot. Overlooking the lake.
Right. That's why I chose.
Sounds nice to me.
Is there an intent to put the cement slab under that? I see it
Yes.
in the picture.
Yes.
If we can work in any way, we'll work to get, that's 34 feet. We may have to move some barricades to get a cement truck in there to put.
Okay. So Paul Zagorski is going to handle the excavation of pouring concrete. So is there anything that you want me to notify you of if there's any issues with that?
Just let Walter know. I'm sure he'll get in touch with us here if there's any issues.
Okay.
Yeah, looks good.
Yeah, if there's anything that comes up, I'll get in touch with you.
I guess we ought to officially at least take action on this request. So I would entertain a motion.
I'll make the motion and
I'll second
go
that.
ahead.
Support in every way.
Motion by Cruz, support by Skira to approve the request by the Williams family for placement of a memorial bench at Green Creek honoring the dead. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Thank you.
Thank you. Public comment. Any public comment tonight? Okay, moving on then to the department and committee reports. You have in your packet the monthly wage term report. Again, for the third straight month, notice that the total gallons pumped is up again. By about 800,000 gallons. Fire department report, B. Jim, you have a presentation?
For the month of May, we had 27 calls for service, 19 medicals, 2 structure fires, 1 fire, 1 false fire alarm, 1 illegal burn, 2 auto crashes, 1 carbon monoxide alarm, and 1 gas odor complaint. So we've been a little busy in the month of May. Also, the annual equipment maintenance and testing continues this month with our SCBA's and our truck checks. And I guess on the agenda tonight also is the discussion of the emergency access road. And that takes up the rest of Ron's report with that. So there are, I think everyone has received a copy of the application and so on and so forth. Is that correct?
Yes.
And currently what Ron has advised me is that there are certain things that need to be approved this evening in order for us to proceed with this project this year. Needing approval for the, with the Lakeland Association and the agreement to have the property line surveyed to ensure that we don't encroach into someone else's property. The grant request, Evermarsh survey agreement, and the DNR permit application. Those are all things that need approval. And my understanding is that if the board so desires to approve that tonight, they're basically approving or authorizing the supervisor to sign those documents that have been prepared by the DNR and by our attorney and our legal staff to have that all taken care of. I believe there's a price quote in there, the total cost of the project. It's $45,000. And that's what the federal government's going to allow us. And that's covered by, that $45,000 does cover the bid from Carl's Excavating to do all the grading and to remove the trees and chip the wood, and also for the survey. And the only thing that's not in that quote would be the legal fees, which Ron anticipates to be less than $1,000. So the $45,000 that we have for a grant should cover all of the total expenses of this project. So if I can, I will answer any questions that you may have on any of those documents that you have in front of you. I guess the only item that Ron requested is that on this first document, the application for federal assistance, is that Ron be named the contact person, the person of contact for this project, because he's the most familiar with it. So that would have to be, that particular application needs to be approved. So that's, unless someone's got some questions.
Jim, it was my understanding from Ron that we did not need to take action on this tonight. He said we could take action on it at the next board meeting. We have not really had a chance to discuss this tonight to any extent. I don't know if anyone has any questions for Jim tonight.
We don't have the Lakeland contract yet. It's not part of this
Is
package.
that the one that, the Lakeland contract, is that the one that the attorney has yet?
Well, somebody, I guess, maybe it's not.
Yeah, it didn't come in this packet.
They didn't do it today, though.
So $45,000 is enough, it's gonna cover everything, Jim?
Pardon me?
$45,000 will cover everything?
Yes.
And there's no ongoing expenses throughout the next year or the year after that for the
No,
maintenance?
not that we're aware of. They're clearing the trees back far enough to where that shouldn't have any effect on anything for quite a few years.
Is there gonna be any money changed hands with Lakeland at all?
Not that I'm aware of, no.
So we don't have.
That's an agreement he's already talked to OmniMix, who owns the well site that where this road is coming out to. So there'll be a gate at both ends of this emergency access road. And the gate for that's on Fox Farm Road is the gate that goes to the well site. And they've already agreed to, because we're going to mount Knox boxes on both the gates on both ends. And Omnimix has already agreed to give us a key to that lock for that particular gate, put it in the lock in the Knox box. So the only people that have keys to that Knox box are the fire department. Those are the same lock boxes that they put on the businesses when they build a new business or whatever, so that we could have access to the building if we need to in the event of an emergency.
I know Richard's been working on this, I guess primarily Sarah Alden's been doing the work.
Yeah, Sarah's been working on it.
But we don't, unless you got anything more than what we have here. Ron did say we could wait till we're planning a special meeting on June 13th.
On June 13th?
Yep, and we could wait till then.
Okay.
If we didn't have all of our
Because
answers.
he told me that it needed to be done this month, otherwise we're not going to have enough time to complete this project this year.
Yep, and some of these things in here, like this certificate regarding debarment, I guess we've done this with USDA already with, in regard to the sewer project, so those aren't new forms.
The one permit, the permit application for the project is from the DNR and the Corps of Engineers. That, I'm not sure how the Corps of Engineers is getting involved in this, but I think it's because of the creek that's involved. The culvert that we have to put across there.
Okay.
Ron won't be back until the 14th.
Yeah, I think about the 14th.
And our special meeting's on the 13th, so I hope to have some discussion with Ron on this prior to taking action on it.
Okay. If there's anything I can take back to him, I will be talking to him tonight after the meeting. So if you have any questions that he needs to get answers for, I can let him know that.
Well, I guess, I had some questions on it, Jim, and because we weren't in the loop on this, and as it was in the planning stages, I guess one question I have is how you came to choose Evan Marsh to do the engineering end of it, as opposed to someone else.
I'm not exactly sure how I think he got a quote from Abermarsh and Norlands and Wade Trim, I believe. I'm not positive on that, but I think he did get a quote on those other.
Could you see
Would
that we
you-
could get those?
Yeah, would you ask him that when you talk to him?
Okay.
And ask him,
Okay.
for copies of those?
Sure, yep.
Anyone have anything else?
I think the Lakeland contract will get that too.
Pardon me?
Get the contract,
Oh, yeah, well, we have to get that. It's
once you got the contract and all the other stuff, then we can vote on it. I think with the 13th, we were having a special meeting, so it's good.
Okay. Yeah, I'll let Ron, I'm not exactly sure of the date that he's returning, but the meeting is on the 13th.
Yes. Okay, thank you. You have your report in your packet from Lynn, the zoning report. Item D, the planning commission meeting, the regular meeting minutes are in your packet. Shirley, was there anything you wanted to add to that?
No, I do think we're having another special use permit hearing this month, but I really haven't spoken to Lynn about too many of the particulars. I know she's working on something, so that's all I can tell you now.
Okay.
Are we going to still invite the planning commission to that special meeting, or are you going
For what?
to? I think we should talk to them a little bit about how they deal with businesses. And how they deal with businesses a little bit.
Well, that's something that we maybe need to discuss further with this board first. And
Yeah, I think that's what I'm saying.
yeah. I know there's been some concern over a particular business that,
Because I've got some complaints, that's all.
yeah, that I think it was a lack of understanding more than anything, that felt like they were not treated fairly with the township, and that's obviously a concern. We don't want to turn away potential businesses. Yeah, I think maybe we need to,
Nothing, I just like them to know we're working on it, and we're working on it. Get a little contact between them and us, so we know exactly who does what.
maybe it'd be a good idea if some of us attended planning commission meetings and, express those concerns.
That's,
Yeah, no, good point, Dean. Okay, building and grounds, item E, the only thing there is a discussion for purchase of a leaf blower, a weed whip, and a lawnmower for the township grounds maintenance. I'm going to start with the lawnmower. Of course, the old John Deere, we've been putting some money into it, but I've been telling John to use that strictly for cutting, like at Magoon and Sunland, and even over here at Oak Hill Park where there's a lot of sand in that, just to try to preserve the life of the Exmark as long as we can. And we've been putting some money each of the last 2 or 3 years into the John Deere, and then it was really an issue this spring when John went to start it up. It was smoking real badly and had trouble getting it running. And so he's been using the Exmark well. We had quite a discussion about that at Building and Grounds, and we talked about looking at the purchase of an inexpensive lawn tractor that we could do just the rough areas with. But then Bob and I pulled the John Deere out and got it outside and started it up, got it running, and it was smoking badly. And we took it across the street to Tom and Mac and had him do some repairs on it, and it's running well. So we're going to try and keep that in service as long as we can. And again, try to use that just for the areas where...
Yeah, because that's different terrain and everything out there.
Yeah.
That can eat one of those other machines up there.
Well, we ended up having to weld the deck on that one 2 years ago because of the finding and the hole got so big on the deck from the sand and everything. So, but we are in need of a weed whip and a leaf blower. And Bob, and I guess this didn't get put in the packets, but what Bob looked at, Husqvarna's and Backwoods Products, and I've dealt with the individual out there with chainsaws. He's very, very good. And then Steels at Freeman, where we purchased the Exmark, and also at Grand Rental, who handles Echoes. I have a couple of Echo leaf blowers and chainsaws, and they've been real good. But at any rate, looking at what each of those 3 places had, what would fit our bill the best, Bob really felt that the Husqvarna leaf blower, and that's a backpack style leaf blower. And the one that, there's 2 they looked at there. One is $330 roughly, and the other one's $250. But felt like the $331 one would be a much better fit for what we'll be using it for. It puts out 494 cubic feet per minute as compared to 360 on the other one. And then the weed whip, he had 2 of those that he looked at. One was a $400 tool, and the other one was $330. So I guess what I would like to do, open it up for discussion, but I think what I'm inclined to ask the board to do is approve an up to amount or a not to exceed amount, so that we can do a little further research on these 3. But I really think we're leaning towards the 2 Husqvarna products. And the other ones that we looked at fell pretty much within those same price range. Although the Echo was, the blower was quite a bit more. That was a $500 blower as compared to $330 blower, so there's quite a difference there. So I guess
Which place has got the Husqvarna?
That's Backwoods.
Oh, that's the
Products.
Backwoods, okay.
Yeah, they're located in Fountain, Michigan. I think Lee McCormick is his name. I know, like I say, I've taken chainsaws to him to do work on it, and he does very good work. And they gave us a pretty good price on both of these, looking at their catalog. They gave us a break. So I guess, looking at a combination of the two, well, and we also wanted to include in that a bottle of Startron to get started. Extra whip for the weed whip, a coil of that. The Startron's roughly $15 for a 16-ounce bottle, and that'll treat 100, and it's 100 gallons of gas. Extra material for the weed whip is $15, and then he strongly recommends using the Husqvarna oil mix for the mix, not using some other brand. And they're all very comparably priced. But a six-pack of that, Bob said, would be roughly $10. So we're looking at $40 in additional. And then if we look at the weed whip and the blower, we're looking at roughly $750. And I guess, that's what I would ask the board to consider is approving up to that amount for the purchase of these two items. Is there any discussion on that? Questions, concerns?
I guess I don't have the paperwork on that. That's all right. That's all right.
Okay, so it's a weed whip and
And a leaf blower.
And is there a bolt number on that or something that we can down?
I'm sorry, what
There's a
number?
number in the corner there and
Oh,
it's
That must have been something I got before.
Can I- Okay, well, I'll just, what you're looking for is a motion for that one and that one, right?
And the extras.
The accessories, so why don't you
Yeah.
just have that when we're all done and then
Sure.
we can talk.
We need a motion to not exceed
How many dollars?
800.
I think I said 750, but 8, yeah, 8's fine.
I'd go with 8.
Gives a little leeway for, if we, through research, decided one of these others, but I really think we're leaning towards the Husqvarna, which will come in. So you made a motion?
I'll make that
Yeah.
motion.
I'll second.
Motion by Kalinowski, second by Cruz to approve the purchase of a leaf blower and weed whip for the township at a price not to exceed $800 total. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
And that-
Yes. Let's see. Okay, PEG Commission is next, and you want to
This will
just
be
read
my
it
last,
briefly? This is your last one?
I've enjoyed working with the Pay Commission. I would suggest to anybody, if you want to go to a place where they have a good debates, and try to do a good job, is somebody needs to take my place. I have some personal issues that I have to take care of. Can't do the PEG anymore. Because I want to be fair to PEG, I want to be fair to mine. So situation. But thank you very much. I really appreciate working with you. We got some stuff from Meyer Sports that they're going to be showing on the channel. That's a pretty good deal, isn't it? Yeah, we're looking to just get our budget all set with Manistee Township and other things like that. But Keith, I want to thank you very much.
I want to thank you, Dean. You've been of service to us over the years, many years actually. So wish you luck in your endeavors.
And if it straightens out, you never know.
And thank you, Dean, on behalf of the board for representing us on the PEG Commission. We appreciate it.
Well, it was interesting.
You have in your packet also minutes from the DDA meeting, April meeting, and reports. Item H, the sewer report, other than working yet on the addendum for ownership of the pipes that are in the township, transferring ownership of those pipes, and the special assessment and the easements. That's basically what's going on right now. Richard and Brian are working on the special assessments and the easements. They've made a pretty good deal of progress on that, but nothing else to report. Unfinished business. We have a continued discussion of the website upgrade, and it was hoped that the DEA will have time tonight to look at the website and kind of go through it and give some more feedback on exactly what they're looking for, but they ran right up until about, I think, 8 minutes to 6, so they did not have a chance to look at that, so I'm thinking that's something that we might have to table yet for another meeting. Any concerns on that? Questions? Okay. Under new business, we have just one bid, I guess, on the township fire department truck. And this is a bid from Lynn Peterson, and they are submitting a bid in the amount of $1,360.80 for the 71 American fire apparatus on the Ford chassis. So, what would you like to do with that bid?
Jim, what do you think of that bid?
Is that a reasonable?
Reasonable?
We were looking at $1,500 to $2,000 what we were gonna get on that truck.
I agree. I think that Ron said that that truck ran good and the pump worked. It's gotta be worth it.
For $1,300, I mean, there may be a department, you know, in the UP or something that could use that truck, or, I mean, they're gonna strip it down and take, it's not gonna be a fire truck, it's gonna be a worker truck, and, I mean, there's a 750-gallon minute pump on the front that they're not gonna use, and repairing the tank off of it, and, I just,
You still got room there to keep it?
it's still parked inside.
Jim, what about advertising that on township
There's
fire?
there's some magazines out there that, and I talked to a couple guys at City Fire, because they, in Manistee Township, because they purchased a few trucks off of those websites and off of the, out of those magazines. There's other means that we can advertise that.
Yeah, that might be the way to go.
I would, myself, I would recommend that you decline that offer, but that's entirely up to you.
I
I
agree.
think it's too low.
Yeah.
That's nuts to get rid
Well,
of it for that kind of
I'll
money.
entertain a motion to that effect.
I'll
You
second.
don't need a motion to not
Well, that's right, we're not accepting the bid, so we don't need a motion, right? Why don't you root around and pursue them advertising on some of those websites and, like you say, maybe reaching out to the UP, smaller townships
We'll do that.
are in need. Okay, item B under new business is consideration of approval of presented resolution to set an alternate date for the July and December 2016 board of reviews. And that resolution is in your packet. As you're aware by statute, those meetings are required on the, I think it's the first, Tuesday following the third Monday in July for the July meeting, and then the first Tuesday following the second Monday for the December meeting. And this would be to move both of those, keeping them in the same week, but moving them to Wednesday.
I think if we need to do it, we better.
Well, naturally, the assessors are pretty busy with their meetings at that time. And
That's right.
this is basically to accommodate Great Lakes assessing.
I make a motion that we set alternate dates for the board review.
I'll second.
Okay, motion by Cruz, second by Kolonowski to approve the resolution to set an alternate date for the July and December Board of Review meetings. Any discussion? Shirley, if you call the roll, please.
Kalinowski,
Yes.
Cruz,
Yes.
Sierra,
Yes.
Chilsky,
Yes.
Walker,
Yes.
Vaughn, yes.
Okay, public comment. Anyone have anything tonight? Okay, anything else that you wish to bring before the board tonight? Tom?
Nothing.
Ruth? Shirley?
No.
Dean?
Nothing.
Dale?
No?
I just mentioned that in front of your place was a couple of brochures that you can take a look at. One is to do respond to a survey on broadband in Manistee County, so take a look at that. And, that's all I have. And I would entertain a motion for adjournment.
Motion to adjourn.
Motion by Skira, supported by Cruz to adjourn. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Did Frank rewrite this? To include the incident?